Hello, today we're talking about prisms. Section 2 of Chapter 11, Prisms. Our objective is to find the surface areas of prisms, and our essential question is, how do we find the surface area of a prism? So let's get started. At any time, pause the video if you need to go slower. So some vocabulary for today. A prism is a polyhedron with two congruent, this similar means congruent, and parallel faces. So polyhedron means many-sided, three-dimensional shape. Two congruent and parallel faces, or bases, are sometimes called. So like this side here, this front, if you want to call it that, and this back, the sides with 5 sides on them are the bases. They're congruent to each other, and then they're connected with these rectangular sides that are called the lateral faces. So this prism could be turned different ways, but it's always going to have two faces that are congruent shapes and parallel to each other that are different than the rectangles that connect those sides together. When you name a prism, you name it based on the shape of the base. So it could be a triangular prism if the bases, like this top and bottom, are triangles. Again, they're connected with rectangular or square lateral faces. Or the previous one that we had looks like this one. It's a pentagonal prism. A hexagonal prism would have 6 sides on the top and the bottom, or the bases, and the bases could be right and left side also. A rectangular prism has a 4-sided shape on the top and the bottom. So it will have rectangles on the top and the bottom, or the bases and the lateral faces will be rectangles. Lateral edges are the edges that connect the faces. Right prisms are prisms where the lateral faces are rectangles and they are perpendicular to the bases. So they make a right angle with the bases. The lateral faces make a right angle with the bases. Oblique prisms, some of the faces are not necessarily a rectangle. They could be a parallelogram or a rhombus, and they're not perpendicular to the bases. They don't make a right angle with the bases. To find the surface area of a prism, we have to find the area of each base. The lateral area is only the sum of the areas of the lateral faces. So sometimes we will ask you to find the lateral area, then you add up all of the areas of the faces, the lateral faces. But if we ask for the surface area of a prism, we need the lateral area plus the area of the two bases. There are formulas if you want to use them, but essentially you're just doing the same thing on every prism. You're finding the two bases areas, and you're adding it to all the lateral faces. So the lateral area, the area of all the lateral faces. So LA, or lateral area, is the perimeter of the base, and you multiply that times the height of the prism. So that's multiplication in between there. Okay? Surface area is the lateral area plus 2 times capital B. Now, capital B always stands for the area of one of the bases. So we're doing 2 times capital B, the area of the base. So the area of the shape that is the base, whether it's an octagon or a hexagon or a pentagon. So it's not just times the length of a side. This stands for an area of a whole shape. So let's do some examples. Find the surface area of the prism. In this case, doesn't matter which one we call the bases because they're all rectangular. So let's call this base 1 and this bottom here base 2. So the surface area, remember, is the lateral area plus 2 times the area of each base. So let's find each base first. This is a 5 by 4, because if this is 4, then this is 4. So 5 times 4 is 20. So we have 2 times 20. Plus, and then the lateral area, this side over here, let me do that in a different color so you know which one I'm talking about. This side that kind of goes on the right, and the back, and then we've got this side, the left side, and then we've got the front. Now, are all those the same shape or same dimensions? This one is a 5 by 5, and the back is a 5 by 5. So we have 2 of those. Plus the right side is a 5 by 4, and the left side is a 5 by 4. So 2 times 25 is 50, and 2 times 20 is 40, so the lateral area is 90. So we have 90 plus 40, so the whole surface area is 130. And surface area, since these are inches, area will be units squared, whatever the units are squared. So we could have done that thinking about the front and the back as our 2 bases, because they were 5 by 5 and everything else was 5 by 4. So if you'd wanted to do it that way, the 5 by 5, can I move that? No. All right, we're just gonna stick with that color, I guess. Exit drawing. Okay, so you could have done the front and back as the bases because they are the ones that have the different dimensions. So there are 2 of those, so that could have been 2 times the base. And then for our lateral area, there were 4 sides that were 5 times 4. So we could have done 2 times 5 times 5, which is 50, plus 4 times 20, which is 80, and we'd still end up with our 130. Find the lateral area and surface area of this solid. So lateral area are the sides that are not connecting the bases. So the front, the left, and the right. So they are each a 7 by 6. This is 7 because this is, oh, we don't know that's 7, do we? We know this is 7 and we know this is 6. So that's a 7 by 6. We know this is 7 and this is 6, so that's a 7 by 6. But to find that side and that side, we have to deal with this right angle. So that's the top right there, 7 and 7, and we're trying to find this. So 7 squared plus 7 squared, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So c squared equals 98. So c is the square root of 98. So that side is the square root of 98 times 6. So we've got 7 times 6 plus 7 times 6 plus 6 times the square root of 98. So let's get the approximation for that. It's about 143.4, rounding to the nearest tenth. And then our surface area has to include that number plus the bases. So Each base is a triangle. So the area of that triangle would be 1/2 base times height. And we have 2 of them. So those are the 2 bases. And we're going to add that to the lateral area, which is 143.4. So overall, we get 192.4, and the units will be square feet. Find the lateral area and surface area of this prism. So the lateral area, each side here, since this is, we assume this hexagon is a regular hexagon since they only gave us 1 dimension. So we're assuming that all of these are 6. And so each side of the prism is a 6 by 14 rectangle. And there are 6 of those. So this is 6 times 14. This is 6 by 14. The top is 6 by 14. The left side is 6 by 14, the part you can't see there. The left kind of diagonal one down there. And then the bottom one is 6 by 14. So we have 6 sides that are 6 by 14. So that is 504. Then the 2 hexagons, I'm going to just write those separately. We have to review how to find the area of a hexagon. And we find the center point. We make a triangle. We have to find the apothem. We know this is 6 on the bottom, so the apothem is going to hit it at right in the center. And it's going to have a base of 3. So now we just need to find the height, or the apothem there, which means we need to use trig. So 360 degrees divided by 6 triangles is 60 degrees, but we only want this little half of it, so we're going to use 30 degrees. So I'm going to enlarge that part. So this is 3, and this is 30 degrees, and we're trying to find the height. So which trig function uses opposite, because that's across from our angle, and adjacent, because that's next to our angle? That's going to be tangent. So tangent of 30 degrees equals opposite over hypotenuse. You can set up a proportion or just multiply by h on both sides. So either way we get tangent of 30 equals 3. And then we can divide both sides by tangent of 30. Make sure you're in degree mode. 3 divided by tangent of 30 is about 5.2. So that's our height. So the height of this rectangle or triangle is 5.2, and the base is 6. We're using the whole base. So area of that triangle is 1/2 times 5.2 times 6. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. So we're going to multiply that answer times 6. So that area of the one base is 93.6. So surface area is 2 bases plus the lateral area. So we have 2 times 93.6 plus the 504. $691.2, and we don't have units, so it's whatever the units are squared. Oh, that's not our homework. Our homework is on Schoology. Have a great day. Ask your teacher if you have any questions.